Good morning. It's Thursday, March 24th. And for the past couple of days I have watched the Senate attack Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was nominated by President Biden to be the first black woman on the Supreme Court. And during these question and answer periods, I have seen her act as professional as anybody could possibly act under the attacks of the Republicans. Now, I'll give you a little background on Ketanji. Her parents were educators. They were both graduates of historic black colleges. And her father was a history teacher who went to law school at night. And her mother was a teacher. And her brother was a policeman who quit the force and went to fight in Iraq. So she comes from a very, very, very good family. I will call it a good family, an American family. And if you didn't know the color of her skin, you wouldn't think there's anything unusual about this family. But obviously she's not poor. She wasn't poor. And she was raised primarily in Miami and went to Harvard as an undergraduate and went to Harvard Law School also. And so when the Republicans are attacking this person, and she remains calm under the attacks, especially the ridiculous attacks about her sentencing of child porn. And she has explained to the congressman that she's sentencing those people according to the rules laid out by Congress. And so we have people like Josh Hawley attacking her. Now, as it turned out, Josh Hawley's pretty well educated, Stanford and Yale, But he's an asshole. He's a right-winger, a Trumpite, and there's nothing worse than that. And then you've got Lindsey Graham, who declares that the appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson is a victory for the radical left-wingers in this country. Just as one could say that Amy Coney Bryant is a victory for the extremists on the right wing. Why do we bring that up? Why don't we just pay attention to this person, listen to her speak, ask her some intelligent questions? No, they don't want her to be on the Supreme Court because she's not a conservative, or she's not conservative enough for them. And that's ridiculous. We want people on the court who are educated and who will make the right calls in the right places. But no, that's not what the Republicans want. And I have to say that the Democrats are equally at fault when it comes to their side of the equation. But she impressed me, and I think that Biden made a great choice, even though I was against the fact that he spoke out and said he was going to nominate a black woman. I think that puts a different perspective on the nomination. But if you didn't listen to her speak, and you didn't hear what she said, if you couldn't see her, if she was behind a curtain, you couldn't tell whether she was black, green, yellow, or white, or whatever. She speaks a hell of a lot better than I do. And I hope she gets nominated, and I hope that some Republicans are smart enough to ignore their compatriots and vote for a woman who is obviously intelligent and has rose through the ranks and has probably a better background than most of the people who are talking to her. She's been a public defender. She's been a lawyer. She's been a judge in 2 different courts already. What more could you ask? She's got all the qualifications to be a Supreme Court justice. And being a Supreme Court justice is harder than being a congressman or a senator. We don't even know anything about those people. Many of them are not attorneys. Many of them are not professionals. So I say that this is a farce. This entire interview process is a farce in some way, shape, or form. Yes, it has to be done, and we have to find something, and I don't know, I haven't looked it up, I don't know how many previous recommended justices were turned down or defeated by Congress or the Senate, right? Well, really the Senate. So I say to you all that this person is eminently qualified in my mind, and there's no reason in the world that I could see keeping her off the court. But if she's kept off the court, it'll be strictly on partisan politics. And right now, the Democrats have a slight edge in that if they stick together. If Manchin or Sonoma or one of those people decides to vote against her, then there would be problems. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be right down the party line, and Kamala Harris will get the tie-breaking vote in the Senate. And that'll be the end of it. And that's a shame. That's really a shame, because the people in this country who are watching this thing are making their minds up based upon whether they're Republicans or Democrats. They're making their mind up. And it would be nice. Ketanji, who was eminently qualified, was voted in by like 60-40 or something like that. Something where some Republicans realize that she's got the credentials and she belongs on the court. And whatever her political views are, it's none of their business, because judges should not have political views. Not when they're taking care of cases. They can have a political view. They could be in the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. That shouldn't affect anything, because it's all about the law. And we know what's going on in the Supreme Court now, where we have people who are obviously pro-life or something else, in that they're trying to get rid of Roe versus Wade. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in that situation, because times change. And I think Ketanji would be a good change for the court. So in any event, that's what I have to say this morning. I think that Biden did the right thing, picked the right person, but I don't think he should have announced that she was going to be black before he did it. So in any event, hope she gets through this miserable episode in her life, but she looks strong and articulate, and I think she'll be a great addition to the court. So that's what I have to say this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.